Hi, I'm Gabbie.
I'm Meg.
We're your hosts.
Thank you for listening to the Softie Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Softie Podcast. Happy Halloween.
Boo!
Things are about to get spooky up in here, as you can tell. Me and Meg, we decided to dress up as a couple little characters.
A fond memory of Gabbie's.
Listen, we were going to be a strawberry and a banana, and I think that we're still going to be a strawberry and a banana at some point.
Yeah, I bought the costume.
Like
matches my hair.
Yeah, that's going to be a little special treat for you guys in an upcoming episode, but she was like, I was going to say, after we already ordered our Halloween costumes,
We're overnighting these.
Yeah. She's like, I was going to say, a prisoner and a police officer, and I was like, bro, why didn't you say that?
Because you're more problematic than I am.
I was like, we have to do it. So, your inmate reporting for duty, Baby Egan.
Officer Hardy.
Officer Hardy and inmate Egan, we're here to give you a extremely spooky episode today.
You're under arrest for the next hour while we read spooky stories.
Yes. So we actually got these stories from you guys on our... I need to put these keys somewhere. I literally am just holding on. I also need to take off possibly my handcuffs because...
I'm also blind. I don't have my glasses on.
Yeah, I need to take off my...
I like it.
I'm just kidding. I don't even... Yeah, but then I'm going to start talking with my hands and I'm going to be like...
You'll sound like me last episode. I kept banging into the microphone.
Golly. Okay, so we actually got these, we got some spooky stories from you guys.
Before we get started, I want to know, what was Halloween like for you growing up?
Oh, shit, I should read our card, huh?
Yeah, I, put all this work into it.
Me, I'm ADHD, I'm let's not even follow. Okay, so what was Halloween like for you as a child?
Well, as we have found out, I was extremely religious growing up, and so we didn't, super do Halloween. It was, kind of satanic to my parents. So, I was Glenda the Good Witch from The Wizard of Oz, every single year, and we basically just went around our cul-de-sac, and we lived next door to, I want to say they were Mormons, and they gave us, chocolate-covered pretzels. They didn't even, answer the door for trick-or-treaters. So, yeah, that was my Halloween. Good. Yeah, and so now I'm, obsessed with dressing up. The salon every year, we, dress up for the entire week and, do, a themed week. I'm so excited to dress Dottie up this year. Obsessed. I got her 2 costumes because I'm nuts.
What is she going to be?
Well, when we go to the pumpkin patch, she's going to wear a pumpkin costume. And it's a little pumpkin beret, too. It's so damn cute. So, I'm really excited about that. But I have always enjoyed candy. I'm a Take 5 or Reese's girl myself. Okay, so this one is from someone named G. So, years ago, I was 17, 18 maybe. I moved into a basement apartment. It was me, my mom, and her boyfriend at the time. Everything was fine until I started hearing voices. They were so aggressive and telling me really evil things that I should do to myself. I tried letting it go, but it felt like I was losing my mind. Anyways, it got really dark for me and I told my mom I needed help, and sooner after went on a grippy sock vacation. She dropped me off and the voices stopped immediately without medication. But one night I woke up in a panic and begged to call my mom and was told I can call her in the morning. I was hysterical, crying, pleading with them, but got sent back to my room. In the morning, I called my mom and told her about my dream, and it just felt so real. I needed to talk to her to make sure she was okay. She assured me everything was fine and to just focus on myself. Come to find out, when she received my call, she was in shock because that night she slept in my room and she woke up in the middle of the night and saw shadow figures staring at her, and she ran into the other room to her boyfriend. Fast forward, I get out of the hospital and come home. We moved because she thought it was really strange and broke up with her boyfriend, but they remained cool, and a while after they broke up, he told her a month or so after we moved out he wasn't home and someone broke into the apartment through my window in my room. I never heard any voices or had any of those weird feelings again. Just a really, really strange and unusual situation. Anyways, love you girlies. Hope you enjoyed my weird story that traumatized me.
So someone broke into the house. I have goosebumps.
I know, me too.
So someone broke into the house and he never told the mom?
Right. Well, after they moved out. But while she was hearing weird voices, she got sent to the mental hospital, and her mom heard those voices. Her mom slept in her bedroom while she was in the mental hospital and heard those voices too. So, she wasn't, Delulu, like having bad depressive, like suicidal thoughts. Like,
so it was like in the house.
It was in the house.
And she went to the mental hospital.
She went to the mental hospital for that.
That is absolutely freaking insane.
I know. When I read that, I was like, like, that's wild.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard any, like, ghosty things?
Like, in my life?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, actually, well, my personal experience with paranormal is we used to live in this old house in Covington. And it was my mother-in-law's, like, family home. So like she was raised in that house. She bought the house from her parents, and Cody was raised there. So when I moved into the house like it felt old, but it wasn't like creepy whenever, you know, I was there with people. But after like I lived there for a while, I started to realize like, I don't know, like noises, and like it just felt like sometimes I would be home alone in the house and someone would be in there with me. And I had brought it up to my mother-in-law. I was like, I think that there's a ghost in here. She was like, oh, yeah, there is. Her name's Sarah.
What?
Yeah, her name's Sarah. And so I was like, okay, like, this has to be a joke. And she's like, no, like, for real. Like, one time me and my sister played Ouija board in here.
No.
And, yeah,
I won't even look at one at Target. I'm so scared.
And we asked her what her name was because we knew that there was a ghost in here. And she told us that her name was Sarah. And, like, her whole story, pretty much. I blacked it out. So I keep living there. And one day, I had taken the kids to school. Zelma was a baby. She was still breastfeeding. So I'm, like, sitting on, like, the recliner part of our couch. I have Zelma, she's on my boob. I'm just like scrolling on TikTok. Cause, like,
vulnerable.
Yeah, just like literally the only one in the house. Cody's at work. And all of a sudden, I literally hear footsteps upstairs. Like they got out of my bed.
No.
Right above me. And started walking down the hallway. When I tell you, I jumped off the couch with Zelma, ran outside, called Cody at work, and I was like, dude, there's someone in the house. Like, I swear there's someone in the house. I was freaked out. I didn't want to go back into the house. Like, I felt like someone was in there. And so I ran back inside, grabbed my car keys, my wallet, and I left for the rest of the day. Like, I don't even know where I went. I think I went to St. Vincent de Paul. I started thrifting. I was like losing my freaking mind. And that wasn't the first time that I had heard stuff, but it was like so real that day. And I had talked to Cody about it. He's like, yeah, dude, like I hear footsteps in here all the time. Like it's just like I don't know, like it's just an old house. It's just an old house, you know? And I swear that was the craziest, most out of body, like, oh my God, there's somebody in here experience. And I told my mother-in-law about it, and she was like, yeah, you just like learn to ignore that kind of stuff. Like there's not. And I was like, how? Whenever it sounds
that's actually crazy.
Yeah. I was ready to move out of there. And there was an attic in that house too that you could feel. Like we had to we pretty much like pinned it shut. Like it was crazy.
No. Mm-hmm. I'm unwell.
Yeah. This one's from Samantha. One night while me and my boyfriend are playing video games, something very strange happened. Some backstory, me and my boyfriend had separate gaming rooms at the same time across the hall from each other. He had a bathroom in his gaming room, so I'd go over there instead of going downstairs to pee. That's nice. 2 gaming rooms in your house. What are you, rich?
That's called no kids.
Yeah, for real. Stuff had been happening in our house for a while, so we were starting to get used to things. He heard the bathroom door open, and he turned around and said, "Honey?" I was just talking to him on the microphone on Discord, so he was a little confused. And then he opened the door, turned up.
You're cracking me up.
We might have to run this back. Like, you pick up where I left off, Meg. I can't read like that, guys. I'm literally slow. Okay.
He heard the bathroom door open, and then he turned around and said, "Honey?" I was just talking to him on the microphone on Discord, so he was a little confused. Then he saw Okay, and now I understand why it's hard. Then he saw a hand close the bathroom door mostly, and then he opened the door, turned on the light, and nothing was there. He freaked out and then ran across the hall to tell me. I was like, what the fuck? Nothing that crazy had happened yet. So months later, probably a year later, me and my boyfriend broke up for a while, and we still decided to live together because we were still best friends. So he helped me make a room for myself downstairs in the basement. It wasn't that creepy and the room was huge, so I made it my own. Not long after, I moved down there, but after I got it all cozy, every night for 2 weeks, I heard banging on my door at random times at night. It was every time I went to sleep and almost fell asleep. One night, I was paralyzed with fear after a few minutes. I sat up and turned on the light, and it stopped. I couldn't take it anymore, so I slept upstairs for a night. And to transition, I told my ex to sleep with me in the basement for a few nights. I got so scared and called my sister the next day because she's very spiritual and she knows how to protect herself well from this stuff. She said she'd come over and make a cleansing water with me and we would cleanse the house together. She told me everything I needed to do. We did that, and for a while the house seemed quiet. After probably 6 months or less, my stuff started to kick back up. I heard knocking on my windows, bangs on my door again, except this time it wasn't on the door and it was on the wall of the room right next to mine. And the wall was the one my computer was up against. That corner always felt off, like someone was standing there staring at me at night. Anything I hung over there would fall off the wall or would even fall on my desk. So I talked to my sister and we cleansed the house again. I forgot to say that after I stopped hearing bangs on my door before my sister had cleansed the house, my ex heard a bang on his door for 2 nights in a row. After she cleansed the first time, my ex had dreams about a little girl running to the basement and telling him to calm down. And I realized I hadn't cleaned his room, so I did that and he stopped having dreams of a little girl in the basement. Anyways, a bunch of other stuff had happened, but stuff didn't start happening until my cat got back into the crawl space somehow, and my boyfriend had to go in there and get her. It was very creepy, and we found a few kids' things in the crawl space. Kids' shoes and toys. I'm assuming someone used it for storage, but that area of the house always felt very off.
I'm sorry. If I looked into the crawl space and found... I have goosebumps.
No, yeah.
And a little girl, dreams of a little girl, what do they do? Put her in the crawl space?
Are you gonna stay wake up? I hate it.
Dude, absolutely not. If I heard banging on my door at night...
No, I would never sleep down there again. You're so brave.
So brave, because I would have, burned the house down.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have been able to stay there. I'm like, you're already living with your ex. That's spooky enough. And then you're hearing that stuff.
Well, they were best friends.
Okay, that's terrifying.
Yeah, well, that's, my thing. If me and Cody were to ever break up, I would not be able to live in, would you be able to live in a house by yourself? A house?
No. When people watch my dogs when we're gone, I'm like, were you scared?
I know.
If Brandon, falls asleep on the couch by accident, I'm, scared in the bedroom alone.
I feel safer when Cody's on the couch. I'm like, yeah, keep your crazy ass down by the front door.
Oh, my God. I think I've told you before, I get up in the middle of the night and check the doors and the windows sometimes because I'm so scared. I, lock the car.
Yeah. I think I've slept at my house, alone without Cody, maybe 5 times, a handful of times. And, I full-on go schizo in the house. I'm locking every single door 5 times, putting little, those little things you can buy at Walmart that are, the kickstand things you can put against the doorknob.
Oh, old house that probably needs the doors replaced. My doors don't even close all the way, so I couldn't lock it if I wanted to. So then I lay in bed paralyzed. Oh my God, I can't even lock the door if somebody comes in.
Yeah, no, I already have too much fear to be living in a haunted house. No.
My house isn't haunted and I feel that way, so I can't imagine how you felt.
Yeah, if somebody was knocking on my door, I'd call the police. And the police would think they wouldn't come anymore. I'd be like the girl that cried wolf,
No, they would probably send you to you'd be in the Grippy Sock vacation too, babes.
Yeah, I'd get sent Grippy Socks.
All right, this one's from Polly. 9 years ago, I lost my younger brother, Dusty, to an overdose. He was 32. He was the funniest person I've ever met. He loved the Bengals and wore a Bengals item nearly every day. And when it wasn't the Bengals, it was the Buckeyes. He was tall with an Italian complexion and broad shoulders. In a crowd, he was hard to miss. He fought his battle bravely, but in the end, I lost him to the disease. After he passed away, we started to notice strange things happening. He smoked Newports, and I would smell cigarette smoke in odd places all over my house. We don't smoke and never let him smoke in the house. My cell phone would ring in the middle of the night, and it was his number. We had disconnected after he passed. Hanging light fixtures would move on their own, not like a gentle spin, but a firm shake. If I was talking about him or expressing my anger over his passing, mail would fly off the counter or tables like he shoved it. Friends who knew he'd passed would call me and say, I swear to God, I just saw him at the gas station. Or, I saw him on campus. I swear it was him. I was almost jealous. I missed him and would have loved to see him again. The strangest things have all started to happen when my mom was on hospice. She lost the will to live when he died, and there was nothing I could do for her. I was driving to work one morning, and I was in my feelings. I was so angry. I was slowly losing my mom. I was angry he left me to do it alone. I was at a red light and had this sudden urge to fight with him. I gripped the steering wheel and cried out, "You left me, you piece of shit. We knew she was sick and you left me. How could you do this to me?" As the light turned green, I looked to my left and saw my brother walking down the street. He looked exactly the same as the last time I saw him. Backwards hat, Bengals jersey, and jorts. It was him down to the prison slides he wore year-round. I rolled my window down and screamed out for him. He disappeared. It was like he was never there. That night while I was getting my mom ready for bed, she said to me, "Sissy, guess what?" "What, Mommy?" she said. "Dusty is going to come get me when it's my time. I'm so excited to see my boy again." I kissed her forehead and told her I was happy for her and I hoped he was on time. In life, he was always late, everywhere, all the time. A couple weeks later, when we knew my mom only had days left, I was in the car on the way home from the grocery store. As I was pulling into my garage, I felt like I needed to talk to him. I needed to know I did whatever I could to make her last wish as real as I could. I laid my head against the headrest, took a deep breath, and said out loud, "She's holding on for you. She wants you to take her to the other side. Please don't let her down." From the passenger seat, I felt a warmth that was nothing like the heat from my car. It was calm and comforting. I smelled smoke and his body wash. I was scared to turn my head. If I looked over, it might disappear like before. "I've got her, Sissy. Do what you gotta do and I'll get her soon." I chanced it and I looked over to where I felt the warmth and comfort from the passenger seat. Nothing was there. Disappointed, I went on with my day. I told my husband about it later that night. He was like a brother to my brother. He said to me, "He's playing hide and seek from the other side. He's probably having a great time making you crazy." A few days went by and Mom talked less and less, but when she did, it was about what was going to happen when she went. She asked me once what I thought. I told her I believe heaven is wherever you feel safe and loved. She said she felt safe and loved around the kitchen table and had the kitchen table we had when I was a child. I told her to close her eyes and picture that kitchen table, that the table with everyone she's lost around it. My dad, her parents, her siblings, and Dusty. She asked me if I really thought they were all waiting for her, and I said I did. Even her dog would be there. She made me confirm my belief that Dusty was there waiting. Her religious upbringing left her with doubts of where Dusty went when he passed. I was happy to reassure her he was there. He was waiting, and so is everyone else. The coffee was on, word searches were ready, and they had a seat for her. The night my mom died, it was Saturday night in early March. I played her music and held her hand. I talked to her for both myself and my brother. I told her she was a great mom and her work was done. If Dusty was there, she should go with him and I'd be fine. I felt the warmth again. I smelled the smell of cigarettes and body wash. The room was slightly dark and I saw a slight white glow out of the corner of my eye. For her sake, I didn't turn to look. She took one long, deep breath, and I could feel his hand on my shoulder, a tight squeeze. When she exhaled, she was gone. With her went the smell of the warmth and the squeeze on my shoulder. He kept his promise. He showed when it mattered. As I walked to my car that night, I saw a tall man with broad shoulders wearing a Bengals jersey and a backwards hat, prison slides, and he was smoking. I sped at my pace trying to catch him. I needed to see his face. I yelled, "Dusty, stop, please." I heard his voice say, "Love you, Sissy, forgive me. I've got her, don't be sad." And the man was gone. Were you crying over there?
Yeah, paranormal or emotional.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
I know. A lot of these were about people who had loved ones passed. I can't see, and I need to see your crying face. A lot of people had experiences. Oh, you're like crying.
Yeah, that was absolutely terrible.
But, like, how comforting at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing, and that's so sweet, and, like, I genuinely do believe that, like, I don't think that it goes black for everybody. I think some people it might, because that's what they want, and that's what they envision in their heads, but I do believe that if you are a spiritual person, that your soul will continue to go on, and you are, like, an orb. Like, that's what I imagine the afterlife.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
Like, I don't think that I reincarnate into, like, or maybe reincarnation. I don't know. I do feel like I've lived a lot of lives sometimes, like...
I don't feel think we would have memory of it, though.
No, I don't think that there's memory of it. But I feel like you either, like, begin a new journey after this, and it's, like, a spiritual one, or maybe you do stick around for your loved ones, and then you wait, you know, almost like that. But that's such a beautiful story. Like, oh, my gosh, like...
I know, but so scary seeing a ghost, too. Like, that would also, like, shock me. Or,
oh, my God.
Seeing or hearing or... feeling the warmth of, like, the part where she was talking about feeling the warmth of him in her car, and, like, that would really, like, I don't feel so real for me, because you can feel the presence of someone sitting next to you.
Yeah. I've had experiences where, like, I've been, like, talking to a past loved one, and, like, I have genuinely, like, felt them, like, hear me and, like, respond to me. Like, I feel like I've had that same, but also, like, I sometimes chalk it up to being delusional. You know?
No, I think when you're in touch with, like, energy and like what we were talking about, like spiritual stuff. Yeah.
Yum.
That you are more open to receiving that.
Yeah. I agree with that completely. I know, maybe I am a crybaby. We started this and I was like, I can't believe you called me a crybaby.
You
and
are.
I am a pretty emotional person, huh?
Yes.
I'm over here sobbing.
I like emotional. I thought I could hear it in there, but I couldn't look away from my phone because I'd lose my spot.
Oh my gosh, that was so good. That is insane though. Like, whenever you hear people, like, if I saw someone who, like, passed away walking on the street, I would have a stroke.
I feel like you hear people say that, though.
Yeah.
Or like, I was in the grocery store today and I thought I saw my grandma. Like, people say stuff like that all the time. And I believe them.
I do, too.
I also think that, like, the universe, even if it isn't a ghost, like, that could still be you seeing somebody. Like, that the universe gives you that comfort of seeing what you think is to be your loved one that's gone.
For sure. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I loved that story. Thank you so much for sending that one in. That one really made me cry.
Okay, this one is from a girl that actually came to one of my classes, so it's a little bit hair related. We were sharing a room together during a bachelorette weekend at a lake house with 8 of our other friends. At some point in the middle of the night, my friend was still awake playing games on her phone, and then apparently I sat right up and tapped on her heavily on the shoulder. She rolled over and asked me what was wrong, to which I replied, "Go away." Then she asked, "What?" and looked to see that I wasn't talking to her, but the corner of the room. "You can't be here," I yelled at the corner. This is when my friend started laughing, thinking I was messing with her, and continued to talk to me, but I was dead asleep. I have absolutely zero memory of this happening. "What are you talking about?" she asked. "There's a man in the corner," I replied. "Alexa, no one is there," she said. But I was adamant and I insisted, "No, he's there. He's why you haven't been feeling well lately." Then I apparently look back at the corner. "You can't be here. You can't take any more of her energy. She needs it and you need to go away." I looked back at my friend. "He's leaving," I said. He's going to go away. He's been attracted to your warmth." This is where things get crazy. They already seem crazy. What? My best friend used to always have long hair. We recently cut it short enough where the nape of her neck would be exposed on occasion. There's an old Wiccan belief that the nape of your neck is a vulnerable spot on the human body. It is why typically in traditional folklore, witches had allowed her hair to grow long well past their shoulders to protect their neck. It was a defense against any negative spirits wishing to do harm. In more modern study, there's a very loose theory that the happier you are, the more of a light you project and the warmer your spirit becomes. This warmth attracts spirits and they begin to feed off of your energy, which can lead to you not feeling well. There is a 0% chance that my friend would have had any of this knowledge. When she told me this next part of the story, I didn't believe her. But then the next morning, 2 other girls sleeping in the room next to us asked what we were talking about at 3 a.m. So on this night, while I'm talking in my sleep to my friend about a spirit who has been apparently following her around, from the depths of my sleepy subconscious, I say, "You've found new love. You're celebrating a weekend with friends. You're the happiest you've been in a while. But when we cut your hair, he's attracted to your warmth." "What does that have to do with my hair?" she asked. "The back of your neck. That's where he was touching you."
Ew.
It makes all my hair stand up. It kind of brings tears to my eyes because it's so terrifying to me. When I read this, I instantly DM'd her on Instagram. She left her at Styles and Spells. I was like, not you freaking me the fuck out.
Dude, wait. So, like, the nape of your neck is, like, where you tickle me at?
What?
Is that where you tickle me?
What are you talking about, me?
Like, yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, I was like, I tickle your neck. You fucking weird.
Yeah, you do.
The nape of my neck is also really ticklish. Like, when somebody's doing my hair, I'll go,
The nape is, like, the top or the bottom?
Like, it's like the top of your neck, the bottom of your hair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
I know. And, like, I almost kind of believe that. Like I believe her story, period. But, like, that makes sense that, like, that's, like, a vulnerable spot. Like, you just said it's ticklish. I didn't put that together.
Yeah. And, like, that's, like, a very, like, yeah, no. Ew,
nasty. That's scary.
If I do talk in my sleep, I don't say crazy shit like that. But I do talk in my sleep sometimes.
When I was a little girl, I talked in my sleep all the time, and I would sleepwalk too.
Oh my gosh.
When we first moved to Ohio, because we lived in Florida before, um, my mom heard screaming in the middle of the night and couldn't find me in the house, and I was face planted in the snow. I had like unlocked the front door, like sleepwalking to the snow.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, no, I would lock my little girl up if she did that. That's so scary.
No, McKinley went through a phase of sleepwalking, and like I was laying in my bed with my door open one night, and she just came like walking down the hallway and like going downstairs.
No.
The house was pitch black.
No,
and
that's
it's like
so scary.
It's like 2:30 on a school night, and I was like, McKinley, where are you going? And she just like looked at me and then like kept walking downstairs.
No, there's something
like,
paranormal
what?
about sleepwalking. That's not okay.
I was like, what the hell? Like,
I miss. Do you remember watching Selena Spooky Boo? Her videos where she would like eat cheese and it would make her sleepwalk and do crazy shit. Mm-hmm. Like that is so crazy to me that your brain can like. Your brain is so powerful that even while you're, like, not conscious, you're sleeping, it can do that.
Do you think all of Selena Spooky Boo's videos are real?
I was just thinking it as I was saying it.
I know.
Like, I don't know. But, like, I'm here for the entertainment either way.
Yeah, regardless if it's real or not, it is funny.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Well, she would get naked and shit, too. Like, Selena would.
Well, would she post it for free, though?
She would blur it out, but, like, I don't think I would, like, that's embarrassing. Like, thank you for doing it for the comedy and the entertainment, but, like, I don't think if I was faking it, I would get naked. Would you?
To make it believable? How do you know she was naked if it was blurred out?
I don't, like, you could tell.
She could be in her bra and underwear. A bandeau.
A bandeau. God, I don't know. Sleepwalking scares me.
It does, yeah.
Ugh, crazy. Okay, this one's a good one. All right, this one's from Roberta. My mom grew up in a small town in Illinois called Murfreesboro. My mom and her siblings were raised by different aunts. They didn't see each other on a regular basis. My grandmother, Lily Mae, my mom's biological aunt, but her mom that raised her, had them over to stay at her house. I've been told many times this story word for word by different people at different times, and the story has never changed. In late hot August night, my mom and several siblings were in a large room trying to sleep. As the night settled down with no fan, important to the story, my aunt and uncle started to tell each other, hoping that everyone would just wear each other down and fall asleep. My grandmother lived in a very small home. There were gravel throughout the driveway and up to the doorsteps, so if anyone drove or walked up, it was audible. As my Aunt Adrian, who was the oldest, I believe 12 or 13 at the time, was letting the younger ones know to be quiet, so Lily Mae, my grandmother, would come up there and whoop them or punish them. As my uncles and aunts complained about the stagnant air and heat, told my mom and my aunt to open the windows to let air in. Air conditioning in the country didn't exist. As my aunt went to open the window, she noticed a woman dressed in all white near the driveway walking away towards the road. Everyone knew everyone, so it was confusing that someone would be coming over so late. My aunt then called my mother to the window. As the lady kept walking, as now this is alarming to them, they were all trying to see what was going on. They were all hovering over the windows. My Uncle Phil, who's the youngest, asked who she was. The woman stopped, turned her head to the right. The kids, shocked, the kids were shocked and waited to breathe as they waited to see her face. She slowly turns around like she heard her name and paused. As she approaches quickly, like she was gliding, the gusts of wind blowing the curtains, they all looked at each other for confirmation to realize that they were all looking at this see-through figure that was now angrily gliding towards them with her head like it had fallen off. They began to scream and slam the window shut, and in the process barricading themselves, screaming, tearing up bedsheets, and terrorizing fear. By all the commotion, this altered Lily Mae to see what was going on, as she was the one in the kitchen. She walked in the room. The door was locked shut, which all of them said they didn't lock, and they needed to lock with a key as she was outside the door, hearing screams and pleading for her to open the door. As she walked back to the kitchen to find the key, she turned, and my uncle, who was the youngest one, was now standing in front of the hallway crying and sobbing, saying that he wanted to go home. As she bent down to comfort him, all the other kids were sitting against the walls crying, holding their knees with their heads buried by their arms. They looked to see as she didn't understand the magnitude of what just happened. By 7 kids, she began to ask what had happened. As she began to remove her mattress that was covering a now shattered glass window, they started telling her what happened. As she assured the kids it was their imaginations, as she calmed them down, she heard something coming up on the gravel road. When she went out to see who it was, the door was wide open, the one that was locked. She searched to see who it was but saw nothing, but swore she had heard a car pull in. She looked confused as she turned to walk back. The door had slowly closed as she walked to it. She turned the knob to open it and it felt like someone was behind her, preventing her from opening it. She said, "Anyone behind this door better move now," and it swung open with her almost falling over. She went to the room to see which child this was, only to see all the kids in a pile together, huddling, sleeping in protection. I don't like that.
What the heck? That's like straight out of a horror movie.
I know. Like, it's hard for me to ever imagine somebody seeing a ghost. Like,
or seeing like a figure in a white dress. If I looked out my window, scarier than just seeing a man outside. A girl in a white dress.
Yeah, no. No, man.
You've got me so severely twisted.
Yeah, like, I don't know. That's like from Poltergeist or something. That really freaks me out. The idea of seeing a ghost.
No, that's terrifying. What are they all doing in this country house in the middle of the, like, this sounds like a horror film. You have no AC. You're opening the window for air. I mean, it sounds like my personal nightmare.
Yeah. Between that one and the last story I read, have you ever seen the horror movie about the Airbnb?
No.
It is insane, Brandon. It came out years ago, but Brandon put it on the other night, and I was like, I'm too anxious to watch this. We need to put something happy on. I can't watch it. I can't remember what the movie's called. Basically, two people booked this Airbnb at the same time, and I don't remember what the guy had to do with the story. It was mostly about the woman staying at the Airbnb. So, this woman is like looking for a sound she heard in the Airbnb, and she goes down to the basement. Stupid. Why would you ever go to the base? I would never go to the basement of an Airbnb if I thought I heard something.
People go down to the basement of mine and smoke. Yeah.
At least it's in the basement. At least it's in the basement. Okay, you used to smoke. You're not better than them.
I know. I feel like I'm better than them, though. But when you're sober. Anyways, what were you saying about the girl that went to the basement?
So she goes to the basement, and she, like, finds this weird string, and she pulls the string, and it, like, opens this, like, hidden door, and then the hallways go on forever, like, through the whole fucking neighborhood, basically. And then there's this creepy demon ghost lady who makes her breastfeed on her. I'll have to send you a picture. It's insane. The movie is fucking crazy.
This lady who walked through all these tunnels, the demon lady made her breastfeed her.
Like she had to breastfeed on the demon's little boob. It's this crazy lady with like 4 hairs on her head. She's like, it's not my daddy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mine look like that demon lady's now. They're all long and wrinkled.
I can't. They go back. They go back.
Yeah, do they?
Yeah, they do. I swear they do. But whenever you got them full of milk, it's all like that. You just gotta give it some time.
I fear that yours were probably more elastic than mine because you were 13 and 19.
Well, no, mine are also 1% of yours.
Yeah, you actually not a paranormal story. I live with them every day.
Oh my God.
Okay, next one. This is from Olive. When I was 16, I moved in with my friend and her family into an old Victorian home. It was New Year's Day, and they were really the only ones home. We were sitting at the kitchen table sharing stories from when we were kids of things that freaked us out. The deep freezer was across from there. As we were talking, some plastic bags floated up off the deep freezer. We chalked it up to the vent turning on. We continued talking, and I said, "I swear I just saw a shadow behind you." My friend said, "I got really cold right before you said that." And then something bangs on the oven loud 3 times. We run to the living room in this giant chair and basically cuddle each other. Then suddenly upstairs, I'm not joking, it sounds like a stampede of people upstairs running. We were really the only ones home. That one wasn't the only time I or other people experienced things in that house. My friend and I saw a little boy in the upstairs window once when she picked me up from school. I woke up in the middle of a sleepover and saw an old woman knitting in the chair in the living room. The only ghost I've ever actually seen. Everyone told me it was a dream. I promise it wasn't. The brother of one of my friends saw one of those exercise balls bouncing up and down perfectly like someone was on it. Once the Christmas tree was shaking as if someone was just holding one of the branches and the ornaments flew off. There are probably more, but these are the ones I will never forget. Since then, that family has moved out of the house. A local paranormal investigator went in with his equipment and said they found over 100 spirits on the equipment. Another friend lives in the house now. They had some experiences, but they won't even speak about it. And then she said, please don't share, but I included a picture of the house for you guys if you want to see it. I still get goosebumps seeing this photo.
Gosh, I need to go look at it right now.
I'm showing you right now.
Ew.
Doesn't that look like a house by the salon, though? Like, that looks like a house that would be in Madisonville.
I'm getting, like, goosebumps looking at that. So what's crazy about a paranormal investigator going there, so I have a historic home in downtown Cincy that was built in the 1870s. I always forget the year. I want to say 1877. But I have a historic home there, and one night one of our guests actually went running out of the Airbnb, like it's on camera, barefoot in a Cincinnati alley, which that in itself is a crime. So like I knew something was up. She messages me like, hey, like, no bad feelings, like we're leaving, like I'm not sleeping here tonight. She didn't ask for her money back or anything. She just was like
scared.
Yeah, she was literally terrified. And she said like, hey, the house is hardly messed up. We were only here for a couple hours. Like I had to leave. So like I didn't have my kids that night, and I had looked over at Cody. I was like, we gotta drive there. Like we gotta go check this out. Cause she said that there was demons in the house. And like 4 out of the 5 people that were staying there could have sworn that there was a demon. And I had paranormal investigators come out after.
How did you find them?
Who?
The paranormal
I posted about it on TikTok about how this girl just left my Airbnb because she swore there was a demon. I thought they were on meth.
That's a really bad
something.
marketing for you to post that.
Oh, would have I ever cared about that? I could probably rent my Airbnb for more if I advertised it as haunted.
Yeah, true.
Genuinely.
Go stay in Abby's Airbnb if you want to find out.
Abby's?
Did I just say Abby?
120% you said
I'm
Abby.
pumping, so I'm stupid. I have 3 brain cells now.
But yeah, so if you want to find some videos about my Airbnb, go to Soko Paranormal. I'll tag them in the description. I'll try to link some of their videos to here as well, because they actually did an entire investigation where they stayed 2 days at my Airbnb.
That's crazy.
They heard screaming. Like there's some gnarly stuff that goes on.
That. I'm not gonna stay at your Airbnb.
I think that they're like down with me and my people. They just don't like some energies because they've never given me a problem before. Like when I went that same night that they were like chasing those people out, they had told me on my ghost app, like, chase them out, influencer, like, ha ha ha, but they like me. So they probably like you too. They like pinkies.
No. I worked with a ghost once.
Really?
Yeah. So the first salon I worked at, it's closed now. It's called Black Rabbit. And I mean, honestly, that name was kind of spooky. She named it after some like children's book where a black rabbit would come up to animals before they would die. Like it would like help them cross over, the black rabbit would. So like spooky. And it's in East Walnut Hills here in Cincinnati, and it's in a really old ass building. Like it's probably over 130 years old now. And we would all kind of like, I thought people were like joking about it when I started there, but then like I saw the sink straight fucking turn on one time, like not a shampoo bowl, like the fucking kitchen sink in the break room fully turned on full blast. And we had all these like shelves on the wall that had like paper towels and like, you know, toilet paper, random backroom stuff, and things would just like completely fucking fall off the shelf, like somebody pushed them off. And I just kind of like shrugged it off, like, haha, ghost, old building, whatever. And then somebody that worked at Black Rabbit for 7 years after I left just started at my salon, Poppy. And she asked me, she goes, so did you ever see the ghost? I was like, oh my God, you guys thought there was a ghost too? Like, did it turn on the sink and knock down the paper towels? And she was like, yeah. And I heard him all the time. She said that she saw the ghost one time, like with her eyes, that it was like a man.
What?
Yeah, there were some creepy ass basements in that salon too. Like I'm talking dirt floor basement, and like I get chills just thinking about being there. One time the lights went out, and my manager, she had me go down in the basement to like reset the breaker box or whatever, and she fucking locked me down there. Just thought it was funny. That's one of the most scared times I've ever had in my life.
You can't do that to an employer.
No,
an employee.
Like yeah, spooky.
Locked you in. I would come like. I swear people only
She thought it was so funny.
No, dude, I would have been irate. They wouldn't have want to let me out of that basement.
No, spooky scary.
No.
I feel like we need to like say a prayer to like detach these demons from us. Like, dear Lord Jesus, be here with me and Gabrielle Egan today, and get these ghosty evil spirits off of us
and get us,
cleanse us with your blood in the body of Christ.
Cleanse our energy, cleanse our spirits, cleanse our souls.
Yeah, can almost say for us what you can.
She would be like, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Amen.
Yes. I don't know the rest.
Yes, ma'am. Clock it.
What was your rose and thorn this week? We need to like talk about something normal.
My rose and thorn. Okay, so my rose would be, I just went on a podcast panel with the I Am Redemption podcast, which is a recovery podcast.
So proud of you. Yeah, you hit your 1 year.
Yeah. So that was really cool. I had so much fun with my my sober girlies, and it was just a really good experience overall. That was my rose. My thorn, Southwest Airlines.
Period. I want to know what seat I'm sitting in before I get on it.
Absolutely criminal, a disgrace to us as America, as a society, that you think that we can pick our own seats. People are so disrespectful, so rude, so nasty. And just like, how are you? They're gonna say the flight's full, but you don't want me to sit in that seat.
Yeah.
And it's open.
No, it's messed up.
No, I'd rather fly Spirit. So take that in your little notes, Southwest.
Get it, Spirit? We talked about spirits today.
Spirit. Yeah, I have never taken Spirit.
Let's make a good Spirit.
Yeah. What's your rose and thorn?
Let's see. My rose, I think, was seeing my friends in Arizona. I was in Phoenix for the Danger Jones Vinyl Interstate Tour. So I love seeing Christy Day. She's like one of my besties. I talk to her all the time on the phone. So I love anytime I get to see her in real life. And then my thorn, sleep's been hard.
Yeah.
Sleep's been hard with Miss Dottie girl. One night she'll sleep until from when I put her down until like 6 a.m. And then the next night, it's like every 45 minutes she wants to feed. So surviving on little sleep makes me stupid. So that's my thorn.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Dottie has like 12 teeth coming in. That's probably why she's like tripping right now.
That girl is gummy, and I'm like terrified for her to have teeth. That'll be my thorn forever those will literally be my thorns.
Zelma bit my nipple so many times, dude. You just gotta buckle up for it.
She already takes her fingers and puts her little demon claws in them. She pinches my nipple all the time. He bruises on me.
It's getting domestic.
Yeah, she's crazy. Ugh. Well, we hope you enjoyed this spooky episode. Happy Halloween. Stay safe out there and enjoy your favorite candy.
I hope that you had fun trick-or-treating.
Bye.